Supply for lucky number 7191. 7191. 2 formats from Leo's Auto Supply. And I'll match that from Leo's Auto Supply.
Down at the back of the pack and all set to get them introduced to you here before we go off and running one final time tonight for the NASCAR Winston late models.
Well, toward the rear of the pack tonight, in the car number D4 from Yuma, Arizona, sponsored by Star Chevrolet and Sierra Vista, Arizona Wildman Investments, Camel Jockey LTD. The car number D4, Pat Dalton.
The number 9 machine, sponsored by Southwest Stucco, Sunset Ornamental Iron, Colb Road Lounge, the Bootery over on Craycroft, B&R Communications, Drake & Sons Used Truck and Parts. They call him Lappin' Boy. Tucson and Marion Smiley.
In the car number 98. From Tucson, sponsored by Arizona Machine and Tool, Center Incorporated, Townsend Racing Works, American Spectrum Corporation, car number 98, Robert Townsend.
Over to the number 14, O'Reilly Chevrolet and Townsend Racing Works, Tucson on tape, Steen Engineering, Foothills Automotive, Certified Auto Electric also standing behind the effort this year of Tucson and Terry Green.
In the car number 24 from Phoenix, Arizona, sponsored by Crusher Service Company, Twin City Wire Cloth, and Flexi Flyer, car number 24, Steve McGuire.
The number 48 Buick, sponsored by Frontier Towing, Parts World, ACI, and C&T Tire of Tucson and Lou Malandrone.
In the car number 88 from Tucson, sponsored by Eastside Engines, DeYoung Motorsports, Valley Marble, Tucson Boxing Association, car number 88, Dwayne Lang.
Number 87, sponsored by Eastside Engines, DeYoung Motorsports, Valley Marble, and your Tucson Boxing Association in his 35th year of racing, Tucson and Herb Lang.
In the car number 90, sponsored by Drake & Sons Used Auto and Truck Parts, Jason's Restaurant, a Ford Thunderbird, car number 90 from Tucson, Chuck Bosland.
Next up, the J7 machine of Phoenician Jack Ickey, sponsored by Miracle Square Apartments of Tucson, Arizona Custom Engines, Parts Place in Casa Grande, in his 35th year of racing, Phoenician Jack Ickey's.
From Glendale, Arizona, sponsored by DeYoung Motorsports, Collateral Loan in Phoenix. Collateral Loan in Phoenix, Doc Stevens Performance Engines, J&J Salvage, and Guarantee Muffler, the car number 90X, Carl Moltner Jr.
And the B-52 machine, sponsored by Performance Engine and Machines, Certified Auto Electric, Brassfield Auto Parts, Braswell Carburation, Copper State Towing, Simonson Generator, ABC Radiator, DeYoung Motorsports, Ron's Racing Products, and D&M Manufacturing. That's Tucson and Jamie Throckmorton.
In the car number 4U, Budweiser 4U, sponsored by Budweiser and Golden Eagle Distributing, Performance Engine and Machine, Certified Auto Electric, Brassfield Auto Parts, Braswell Carburetors, Pennzoil, Top Line Auto Repair, and A&C Radiator. The car number 4U, Tucsonan Rick Sipes.
The 44 machine, sponsored by Quaker State, C&L Thunder, Alpha Plumbing, Southwest Radiators, Spars Gym, Certified Auto Electric, Lou's Speed Shop, George's Automatic, Greco Painting and Design Communications, In his 10th year of racing, Tucsonan Kevin Clayton.
In the car number 17, the Coors Light car, sponsored by Coors Light, A. Pierce Company, Arizona Spring, Townsend's Racing Works, McLaughlin Body and Paint, Pima Welding Supply, and Pennzoil, a Corvette 410, car number 17, Tucsonan Ivan Russel.
Starting 10th on the outside of the 5th row, the 71 machine, sponsored by George's Automatic Transmission, Certified Auto Electric, Dick Pinnell's All Exhaust Systems, Cactus Boot and Shoe Repair, Auto Visuals, Creco Contracting Rental Equipment, Paul Banghar.
In the car number 74, a Camaro 406 from Tucson, sponsored by Blue Circle West, Performance Engine and Machine, Amarillo Braswell Carburation, Danny's Racing Apparel, Amarillo, Texas, the Spirit of Vicki Lynne, car number 74, Carl Trimmer.
The number 6 machine sitting on the outside of the 4th row, sponsored by Southwest Stucco, Sunset Ornamental Iron, and D&R Communications of Tucsonan Ronnie Lutz.
In the car number 26 from Tucson, sponsored by Wiley E. Coyote Racing Team, Famous Sam's Tavern, Miller Lite Finley Distributing Company, A1 Automotive Paint Supply, Competition Fuel Systems, Larry Shaw Racing, Performance Engine and Machine, Arizona Crank, Brassfield Auto Parts, car number 26 from Tucson, Jim Brassfield.
Starting on the outside of the 3rd row, the 11T machine, sponsored by Automobile Recyclers and Custom Engine, with Tucsonan Ken McCleskey at the wheel.
Inside row number 3, sponsored by Royal Automotive, Copper State Towing, Quaker State Oil, Rogers Automotive Finishes, the car number 61 from Tucson, Rapid Roy Gibson.
Outside, 2nd row, 23T, sponsors San Javier Rockin' Material, George's Automatic Transmission, Hoffman's Dairy Queen, dual locations, Sarnoff and Broadway, and Golf Links in Pantano, and Raven Racing Photo standing behind also the effort of Tucsonan Jack Moore.
On the inside of the 2nd row from Eloy, Arizona, sponsored by Hancock Towing, Garage in Eloy, Valley Auto Parts in Eloy, the Eloy Pickers, and Snap-on Tools in Tucson, car number 73, Mike Hancock.
Outside pole, 131 from Las Cruces, sponsored by Messiah Valley Transportation, with Royal Jones at the wheel.
And your pole sitter for the 2nd main event at the Vicki Lynne Memorial from Tucson, sponsored by Marketing Concepts, Brandon Communications, Brandon Brothers Texaco, Bob's Engine Service, Certified Electrics, and Jack's Towing, car number 55, they call him Bronco Billy Brandon.
And up at the front of the class from Rawlings Chrysler Plymouth, your little LeBaron pace car, which will set the pace for this, our 2nd main event of the evening for the NASCAR Winston Late Modelers. This balloon ascension ought to be a real sight, as these guys prepare to fire them up and off now in your Sunday morning.
Good looking field. 25 cars for a 30-lap main event.
I think Jones has got his balloon inside the cockpit with him. So we'll see when they all opt to cut him loose. We try to get Jimmy Brassfield in motion. Little rock and roll with your NASCAR Winston late modeling here. Brockmorton showing some wear and tear on that front end where there's been some bumper bumping going on. Gary's Towing, like the cavalry, comes to the rescue. Ickes and Russell and Malandrone and Sipes. now pull around Brassfield.
Look at the side on D4. Pat Dalton. Can't read his number, Tom. Your pace car from Rawlings Chrysler and Plymouth.
That Linda Manus waving the flag.
It sure looks like it.
Holy smokes, she's going to be one very tired lady this evening. They'd given her one more balloon down there at intermission. I think she might have been doing an aerial out of here.
What a sight with all the balloons hanging out of the cars. A few of the fellas already lost them. And they're going to pack the track down some. We watered it down, as you noticed, during intermission time. So they're going to iron it down just a little bit.
Question is,
Yes?
can Carl Trimmer find that 12th main event win, or will somebody else break into the win column on this Vicki Lynne Memorial evening?
Inside row, 5th position back. Got a bunch of good traffic ahead of him. He's got his work cut out for him.
He'll be starting from 9 positions away. Good to see Banghar able to turn things around. It's going to be interesting to see how well he runs.
Marion.
Likewise, Rick Sipes, who got some front end damage on that 4U car earlier on this evening.
And this guy right here, Marion Smiley.
These guys have been through some turmoil. Look at the ding in the right side there.
They did some pounding away in the pits.
Terry Green with a massive blowout, back out with that O'Reilly Chevrolet number 14. So we are about to do it one more time. Make that 2 more times. Main event for these guys, then the main event for them guys being your NASCAR Charger folk. What a tempting sight George Camp must offer to these drivers in that position.
And there goes the balloons. George Camp checking out the surface of the racetrack. See what kind of moisture it's holding.
What was that you just said?
I said that we are ironing the track back down.
I thought that's what you said.
Water that was placed on the racetrack during intermission time.
In fact, you even added to that a kind of a strengthening remark that that's what George Camp was doing down there, right?
Checking the surface. George looks like he's headed back up, so it looks like the track's in good condition right now.
I think just from his gait, we're ready to go racing.
I think so too. What do you folks think?
I think we're 1 lap away. So, with what energies you've got left, ladies and gentlemen, let's assume this is it. Last lap before the green light go. 2 laps to go now, he's indicating to them. McKinley is. You sure that's 2 fingers out there? Well, let's give him 1 more circuit then. We'll get the Rawlings Chrysler Plymouth pace car out of here. And the next time around, anticipating it's going to be a green light go, let's, with what juices we've got left in us here, why don't we maybe give him a Raven wave from the north end of the stand all the way to the south, come to our feet, screaming and cheering, and get him out of here. Brandon and Jones. Front row. Hancock and Moore, Gibson and McCleskey, Brassfield and Lutz, Trimmer and Banghart. Your top 10 at the start of this one, and the second 10 that will be headed up by Ivan Russell, Kevin Clayton, Rick Sipes, Jamie Throckmorton, Carl Moltner Jr., Jack Ickes, Boslin, Lang, Malandrone, McGuire, Dalton, Green, Townsend, and Smiley. So if you folks are ready, let's give them the Raven wave and a loud, vociferous cheering into 30 laps of main event time for a second time here tonight. And here we go. Nice little wave, too, out of you folks. And Billy Brandon, Bronco Billy in number 55, leads them into this one up in turn 1. It's a lot of thick traffic between turns 1 and 2, but they've come through it in clean fashion. We're happy to report from up here tonight. And so the chase is on with Jack Moore in hot pursuit right now of Bronco Billy Brandon in number 55. Royal Jones, who had started in second place, has been displaced by Jack Moore in that 23 machine, who's now playing catch-up in the early on of this one on that guy right there, Royal Jones. Lou Malandrone about to be lapped by your lead cars. Brandon has been displaced. Royal Jones and Jack Moore run 1-2 in this one with Bronco Billy in third, and looks like Rapid Roy Gibson in car number 61 in fourth place. And we got two of them rubbed awfully close there in turn 4, and it temporarily sends Ken McCleskey up onto that infield lip, but he's able to keep it under control and brings it out without getting into any serious trouble. Malandrone now getting passed by the front of the class and the rest of the class as well. So turn 4 providing plenty of action for us this evening. A lot of traffic up there in 2, and 2 of them wild and out of control right now, but able to bring them back under control is Brassfield. And who is that?
That's Carl Trimmer. And I think he may have a flat tire. I'm not sure.
Both of them going for a wild ride up in turn 2. Let's see as Trimmer comes by if he's flattened one out. Brassfield having a heck of a time getting out of here in that 26 machine for the pit field, but he is able to do so out of some pretty thick traffic. The yellow has definitely come out once again. There goes Trimmer, and
it looks like
look
he might
at
have
that front right wheel.
Looks like he might have busted a tie rod on that vehicle.
Well, we'll see how quickly, as he drags it in under the yellow, they can get things flying down there, and how much of a recovery they can make with that machine and get him back out here so as he can eye a 12th main event win here in the 87 season. Brassfield getting a wild ride up there in turn 2. All kinds of whopper jawed, but the traffic able to make their way around him and preserve any greater damage to his machine than what he's currently back in the pit fields checking out now, along with Carl Trimmer.
Tom, I can't help notice, but look at that. Car number 9, Marion Smiley, all the way up from the rear, and now he's about in the middle of the field and really making a charge after wiping out in that first main event, and now he's back in the thick of things.
In a tough situation, on the other hand, for Brassfield and Trimmer, who were running in the top 6 in the early on of this one, to be back in the pit field. But we'll keep a close eye on them and look for them to come flashing out from under that Budweiser sign back there in turn 2 as our officials continue to sort this one out, but it looks to be in pretty decent fashion from up here at any rate. So Royal Jones
from Las Cruces
sits up top. Jack Moore right behind him. Look at Banghar there. He has shoved 71 once again into a contending position after earlier looking like he might not be able to continue on racing this evening. He's got 2, 4, 6, 7 machines in front of him. So Banghar may have come out of this one in pretty good shape after all, after looking rather disastrous in the early on.
How's the track look to you, Tom?
I think we're in hog heaven.
I think so too. I agree.
Ready to do some serious running across the balance of what remains in this one.
And you still have plenty of time to pick yourself up a fondue.
I don't know that you got plenty of time.
But you've got a little time.
But a chocolate fondle right now, hot fudge fondle, would not be bad at all. So George Camp waves the yellow flag, gives him the finger, indicating one more at this pace, and then we'll cut him loose and go after the big chase. Our second NASCAR Winston late model main event for you tonight. Hope you kids had a lot of fun out here this evening, and hope we continue to see you across the rest of this campaign. Between now and the 13th of November, look for a few off-season dates to crop up, some surprises, and then a February, March, April start in the 88 campaigning here at Raven Raceway. What a first year it's been, and now we've got nothing but heavy anticipation. Looking forward to the second go-round. So we get another yellow flag and another finger given to the drivers. One more at this pace. And then we'll be off and running. Any luck at all?
Well, we're trying to line them up, folks. That's what we're trying to do. Put them all in position right now, and that's the reason for the additional yellow flag. So be patient. The green will be coming out real shortly. And I do believe we're going to be going green.
5 laps in the book. If we get the green, we'll be dashing into the 6th of 30 laps. And we've got green, and here we go, racing once again with Royal Jones leading them into turn 1. Jack Moore right behind him now with Bronco Billy Brandon tagging along in 3rd place. Rapid Roy Gibson in 61 rounding out your top 4.
Royal Jones leads him down the front straightaway as Jack Moore tries to catch him. Bronco Billy Brandon hanging tight behind Moore. Here comes Lutz.
Rapid Roy finding Ron Lutz, displacing him, and Rick Sipes taking some thoughts of doing likewise now. And look at Ivan Russel go up the inside down the back chute as we come into lap number 7 for Royal Jones and Jack Moore. 1, 2, Brandon and Lutz. Lutz with some flappy sheet metal on that right front.
Lutz hanging tight on the 4th position right now. Looking real good right behind Bronco Billy.
Las Cruces, New Mexico car, though, continues to lead on Tucson and Jack Moore. Moore getting a little wobbly there in turn 1 as he closed up faster than he anticipated on Royal Jones. But not to fear, as Bronco Billy now shoves it into high gear and moves up on Jack Moore's tail. And Rapid Roy Gibson continues to run along in 4th place in this one. I'm sorry, make that 5th place behind Ron Lutz, who has displaced him in that number 4 position. And Lutz running up awfully close now on the rear end of Bronco Billy in the double 5 machine.
Lap number 10 in the books right now, Tom, as they come down the front straightaway. Lap number 10 about to be in the books.
So we have come 1/3 of the way. And still running pretty clean. Marion Smiley there in the thick of it all, running up real close on that 11T machine of Ken McCleskey. So those two got their own little battle going on. And look at Moore. He's able to close it up on Royal Jones and then just not quite able to nip away at him on the inside down there in turn 1. So he begins to drift a little high now coming out of turn 2. See if his strategy changes any as the leaders now come up on slower traffic. The likes of Chuck Boslin in number 90, for example.
D4.
Brandon now and Lutz have dropped off to about a quarter of a lap back behind the lead cars, Royal Jones and Jack Moore. And they've got themselves into that slower traffic in turn 3. Let's see what happens as they drag it out of 4, doing it on the low side. Moore unable to close up any on Royal Jones, but not losing any ground to those slower cars as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. It's still Royal Jones. Rapid Roy has dropped off devastatingly there in the 61 machine as the lead cars come flashing by. Jones and Moore in that order, followed by Brandon in 55. And look at the smoke pouring out of his machine now. Bronco Billy trailing a trail of smoky stuff.
Halfway, midway. Lutz looks like he's going to head into the pits right now along with Townsend. Both of them into the pits.
Brandon not getting any less smoky with each go-round. Banghart there in 71, Terry Green in 14, Brassfield in 26, Ickes in J7, Moltner in number 90. Still trying to close that 23T machine up on the lead and unable so far to get the job done. Bronco Billy continues to pour smoke out the tail end of that racing machine. We'll keep a close eye on it. See what we see developing. Jones and Moore, your leaders, going by there with that much of a lead on third place. Sipes and Russell trying to close it up and get within the top 5 here. They're running 6th and 7th currently.
Jones into traffic once again, so is Moore. As they lap a few of the cars right now, Tom, and going down the back straightaway. I'll tell you what, Jack Moore's looking real good. He's hanging tight. Lap number 19 coming up. Your leader right now, Royal Jones, with Moore behind him, but Moore's got that car number 90 in front of him. Moore's going to have to get around him, and yes, he does on the back straightaway.
So we approach the 2/3 point in this one. Lap number 20 of 30. And running pretty clean now, Jack. Happy to report.
Running real clean, Tom.
Not running so clean for Billy Brandon, although it seems to be smoking a little bit less right now. So maybe he'll be able to last for 10 more in that one. Royal Jones having it all his way so far. Jack Moore hanging close, strongly in contention. Looked like he might be able to get a move put on Jones there in turn 3, but not quite. And we've got him wild up in turn 2.
Looks like Ivan Russell in 17.
Russell with his butt sitting up on the infield lip, but he's still got his own juices and power in there. So that spin will send him to the rear of the class and within our last 10 laps of racing in this one. So it's going to be tough for Ivan at this point.
And look at that, Carl Trimmer back out on the racetrack in car number 74. So Royal Jones hangs on to first place right now with Jack Moore in second. Bronco Billy Brandon.
Wayne Lang and Ivan Russell in a rather odd looking situation down there at our exit ramp to the pit field. Ivan Russel circles the wagons and then pulls it into the pit field around the Duane Lang machine. The 11T machine of Ken McCleskey sits idled up here in turn 4, waiting on the cavalry in the form of Gary's Towing to come to his aid. So I'll tell you, the officials ought to be drawing combat pay tonight, to say the least. They have had their work cut out for them and then some. And here we are sitting looking at a 5th hour of racing coming down on your Vicki Lynne Memorial inaugural of, we hope, many, many more. And there is no sense in dumping refuge on the track. Find some other more mature method to express your opinion, please. I mean, really, go home. You can't be a good sport. May as well be an absent sport. So when we get restarted here, even though you see 90 up in a good position, Chuck Boslin, he is a lapped vehicle. Royal Jones, where he has been seemingly all night long in this one, a step ahead of Jack Moore. Carl Moltner Jr. would be your lapped machine. Then Billy Brandon in 55 in 3rd place, followed by Rick Sipes in the Budweiser 4U car in 4th. Ron Lutz, 5th place. Herb Lang in 87, 6th. Duane Lang in 7th place, and Marion Smiley in 8th place as we prep to restart this one. "21 laps officially in the book on this one. 21 down, 9 to go. And even with that intermission watering application, we've got the dust stirring once again. Put a lot of miles on this track tonight.
So Ivan Russel into the pits will tag the rear of the pack.
Good to see him get it turned around, though, and even coming off the back of the pack. So's Carl Trimmer going to be down here toward the end of the pack. And just a 9-lap dash now is the setup. And the way Las Cruces' Royal Jones has been running up at the front of the class in that 131 machine. Uh-oh, Russell apparently did not get everything taken care of he wanted to, or is he just stopping to order a pizza for after the race?
I think they just delivered one of those Domino's pizzas to him.
Boy, that company has gone crazy, haven't they?
Sure have.
Owners of the Sparky Anderson inspired Detroit Tigers, they might just be there this October.
Well, looks like Ivan got it back going again. We'll see what happens as George Camp picks up the green flag in his right hand.
George is ready to go, and I trust Ivan will be ready to go. We've got the green again, ladies and gentlemen, and Royal Jones and Jack Moore go after it, and the rest of the pack go after them. But it's Bronco Billy in that double 5 machine in 3rd place. Even though it may look like 4th place, it is 3rd place. What with a lapped car figuring in the picture. Here they come, out of 4. Jack Moore in 23T trying to close up on that lead machine of Royal Jones. Can he get the job done in the few laps that now remain in this one? Close call for Brandon up there between 1 and 2.
Chuck Boslin down in turn number 4.
Brandon able to stay out of trouble. Boslin couldn't, and Boslin's got some body damage on that machine. It's pretty twisted up, so he must have taken a pretty good slide into that retaining wall on the infield side down there in turn 4. Gary's towing, sending 2 units to the rescue here. Yeah, unbelievable.
Well, he's got it going again.
We're fighting a newspaper deadline tonight of 2:30 in the morning. If we get it there, we'll have a nice little write-up on Monday morning in the Arizona Daily Star or in the Citizen, or if we're lucky, in both.
So Royal Jones hanging tight with the lead right now. Jack Moore breathing down his back. Bronco Billy Brandon in 3rd position, as you said, Tom. That car number 90X is a lapped vehicle. Ron Lutz behind. Rick Sipes. Nope, Lutz is in front of Sipes right now.
Well, they're busy getting them sorted out on the track and above the track and all around the track.
Looks like we've got some sheet metal hanging off of Herb Lang's car, off the hood of it.
The sheet, you say? They look copacetic.
That they do.
We've got green once again. Royal Jones in the lead. Jack Moore in the chase. At the front of the pack, Bronco Billy in 55 is in 3rd place in this one. A little bit of a wild ride there for the number 44 machine coming out of turn 4, but Kevin Clayton able to keep it under control and in the mainstream of things here. Lou Malandrone picking his own pace at 48. Royal Jones taking that low road now and opening up just a little bit on Jackie Moore and that 23T machine.
Jack went a little bit wide that time, Tom, but he brought it back down on the inside. Now he's getting up close to him once again.
Bronco Billy, who likes that surge into turn 3, has got himself still in pretty strong contention and still trailing some smoky stuff out the rear end of that machine as Jones, Moore go 1-2 in this one, with Brandon trying to close it up coming out of turn 2 and down the back chute. Is he going to be able to get it done on Jackie Moore on the inside? Not quite. Ever so close as those two continue to battle it out and give chase. And now look at that, Bronco Billy passes up Jack Moore's 23T machine into 2nd place and putting his gun sights on Royal Jones. Can anybody catch that Las Cruces, New Mexican flash here tonight? Looks pretty tough. Down to but 5 to go. Amazing how quickly they go by when you're having so much fun. Royal Jones
look at that.
is having maximum fun, and right now the pits, so as to speak, for Bronco Billy Brandon in number 55. Tough break for Bronco Billy. Turned into a spectator just like that and in the infield. 27 is the number of laps we are now working on. So it's a 3-lap dash from here on in. And Royal Jones, if it goes the rest of the way like it has gone so far, is going to find himself in victory lane for the first time here in our inaugural 1987 racing campaign. Royal Jones in 131, all by himself at the front of the pack. Jack Moore still trying to work away on him, but time is rapidly petering out here. The white flag is being produced by flagman starter George Camp for Royal Jones. Jones just a lap away from planting this one into a big, for him, win column.
Jones just has a little bit more to go as George Camp picks up that checkered flag. Here comes Royal Jones in car number 131.
And Royal Jones takes the double checkered flag with Jack Moore finishing off second place in this one in the 23T machine. Dwayne Lang and Marion Smiley round out your top 4 in 88 and number 9. And so it goes. Congratulations to Royal Jones over from Las Cruces tonight, beating out Jack Moore to the dual checkered flag. Dwayne Lang in 88 unofficially taking 3rd place. Marion Smiley in number 9 also unofficially winding up in 4th place. And Rick Sipes rounding out your top handful of drivers in this one in the Budweiser 4U machine.
Be exciting. George Camp looks up at the sky, prays a little bit, gives the green flag, and off the number 4 corner they come, and we put them on the green. Colin Germain looking for the championship, jumps into 3rd place. Lucky Larry Davis side by side with that car number 97, Kirk Hall. And Kirk Hall also wanting to win this championship, and whoever wins this main is going to get it if it's one of those 3 fellas. Kirk Hall in 97 out in front right now. Lucky Larry Davis in 2nd. Colin Germain in that car number 7 in 3rd position. Todd Izzo in car number 2 holding on to 4th. Butch McCleskey in that number 36 machine in 5th place. Kirk Hall leads him on around. Lucky Larry Davis holds on to 2nd. Germain trying desperately to get up to Kirk Hall. That's the man he's got to beat right now. Bob Pennington coming up toward the middle of the pack and making his way in up toward the front. Van Horn in the thick of things. Germain goes a little bit wide but brings it back down on the inside. Lucky Larry Davis holding tight on the 2nd place, but your leader right now down the front straightaway is that car number 97, Kirk Hall. And Kirk leads him on around. Here comes Colin Germain side by side with Lucky Larry Davis. And he overtakes Davis. Davis bumps him just a little bit, but Germain holds on to 2nd position. So Larry falls back into 3rd. Todd Izzo in car number 2 in 4th position, but nope, Todd being overtaken by Steve Neff in that car number 4. And Neff running a 6-cylinder. Jumps past Lucky Larry Davis. Now Neff is in 3rd position right now. Lucky Larry Davis jumping back into 4th as Todd Izzo challenges him going down the back straightaway. Side by side, Davis and Izzo. Your leader, Kirk Hall in 97. Leads him around 3 and out of 4. Colin Germain in car number 7 desperately trying to catch up to Kirk Hall for this win. A lot of prestige on the line right now for these fellas. Don't count that car number 15 out of this one. That Bob Pennington, number 15, your current point leader here at Raven Raceway for the whole season. And Pennington hanging on and trying to catch up to the rest of the field. Up front, Bob Pennington pushes the pedal to the metal. Kirk Hall in 97 being challenged right now by Colin Germain. But look at Steve Neff in that number 4 6-cylinder. Going almost side by side with Germain right now, and he is side by side as they head down the back straightaway. Neff on the outside of Kirk Hall in number 4 Sure. And 4 Sure jumps out into the lead as Kirk Hall falls back into 2nd place, but we've got a spin and look out. Looks like Ron Bishop in number 98 losing it, but the green flag stays out. How about that, folks? Good driving by this group of guys in the NASCAR Charger division. Okay, your current leader right now is that 4 Sure car, number 4. Lucky Larry Davis has fallen back. Steve Neff in that number 4 car. Your leader, Kirk Hall in 97 in 2nd position. And here comes Colin Germain trying to pass Hall as they head into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. Neff opens up the gap once again. Kirk Hall fighting for the lead, but Kirk's got a way to go if he's going to catch up to that Steve Neff in that 4 Sure car. Here comes Bob Pennington. Bob trying to overtake Umphreys and McCleskey. Bob hanging tight. This is for the championship right now. Neff leads him down the front straightaway. Kirk Hall and Germain side by side. Germain overtakes Hall, and Germain now in second position, and Hall falls back into third. Boy, this is an exciting race. I want to tell you what. Steve Neff in the 4 Sure car opens up the gap from Colin Germain. Kirk Hall in 97 falls back just a little bit. Sheila Banghar was in his way, but Sheila's out of the way right now. Don't count out Todd Izzo in that car number 2. Todd making a good surge, trying to pass Bill Harless in number 62. Steve Neff, the 4 Sure car on lap number 11, headed for lap number 12. Here comes Shore. Shore goes way wide in turn number 4 and brings it down toward the center of the racetrack as he enters into turn 1 and 2. Colin Germain holding on to second position. Right behind him, another point later, car number 97, Kirk Hall. Todd Izzo in number 2 in 4th position right now. And look out, a little wobbly down here as Dan Humphries almost loses it at turn number 4. Your leader right there, the 4 Sure car. Colin Germain in second place. Kirk Hall pushing and pushing, trying to catch back up to Colin Germain as Todd Izzo holds on to 4th position. Bill Harless in 62 in 5th. Butch McCleskey in 36 in 6th place, and Bob Pennington in that number 15 car holding on to 7th place. Boy, that 4 Sure car, Tom, is looking real good out there.
I'll tell you what else is looking real good out here, and that's the crowd. Can you believe how many folks are still here at 1 o'clock in the morning watching racing Vicki Lynne Memorial style? It speaks very well of this community in this one's opinion.
Well, Steve Neff, if he can just hang on and not get into any trouble, has a good margin on the rest of the field.
It's a solid little 6-cylinder racing machine, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, he's just a charger, Tom. Oh, we've got a tire off.
And we've got a rough ride for Darrell Fisher here in the number 3 machine, but he's able to get it broke soon enough to keep it from drifting back out into front of traffic. So
we've got a tire off on Humphreys's car, that number 10 machine you see up there by the Marco and Ashton sign at turn number 3.
I can see clearly now.
Can you? I can't. I'm glad you can.
Only with the glasses on them are you able to do that.
Well, this is going to make it really interesting. Now it's going to close it up once again. Let's see if Colin Germain can do anything with Steve Neff. And Neff, I'll tell you what, it's looking really good with that 6-cylinder. Just unbelievable how he can charge with that automobile. So 4 Sure is 4 Sure tonight.
Could have wound up being a real rough ride for Darrell Fisher. Any more steam on that machine going into that little fracas on the inside of turn 4 there, and it would have almost given him enough momentum for sure to drift him right back out into some pretty serious traffic and into what could potentially be a pretty tough spot. Steve Neff's cheering crew down front and center doing a good job as always and cheering their favorite guy on. And what a good little racer he has proven himself to be here in '87 in a category of racing which is basically considered one of your entry levels into the sport of automobile racing. And I know we've got some folks in the stands tonight who either have some serious intentions or some semi-serious intentions on getting one of these Chargers fielded between now and the beginning of our second campaign, the '88 campaign out here. And I say the more the merrier. Some new blood, new names, new faces creeping into not only this category of racing, but our mini stocks division 2, which just debuted for the first time out here last week. We'll be seeing a lot more of them in nights ahead.
And we've got one on display at the concession area. Well, Dan Humphries looks like he's going to be out of this one. Sorry to see that, Dan.
Colin Germain and Kirk Hall and Todd Izzo and Bob Pennington and Ray Wilson, Butch McCleskey and Marvin Catlin, Benedum, all of them. Gordon Langston included there, looking up to the leader right now, Steve Neff, in that 4U machine. Gordon Sams and Sheila Van Hoff, David Henkin back here at the other end of this particular racing spectrum.
Now that car number 19 you see on the racetrack is a lap car. though he is in second position right now. He's not in second position officially. This is for the championship between Colin Germain, Kirk Hall, and Bob Pennington. And who's going to be the winner of this? This race will decide it for the year. Right down to the wire for the point championship here at Raven Raceway. This is our final point show for these guys. And they're making it exciting. So Steve Neff in the foreshore car. The Southwest Stucco Perfection Autocraft and Jack Rabbit Towing and Salvage. Colin Germain, the certified auto electric car. Kirk Hall, Simonson generator car. Todd Izzo, the RT3 transmission. Well, something's going on right now.
Some awfully good looking hardware sitting down there tonight. Just waiting to be distributed to the victors of this evening's campaigning. Should be the last lap before racing under the green again. Green flag is readied. So if the drivers are construed to be ready here by George Camp, we'll be off and running to a happy conclusion for Steve Neff if he can maintain it where he is, or Colin Germain or Kirk Hall or Todd Izzo if they can close him off, Jack.
Just have to wait and see the outcome of this one. Germain overtakes Feder right now. Kirk Hall also on the inside of Feder as Feder falls back. Your lead car is right there, just the way you see him. Neff, Germain, and Kirk Hall. And Bob Pennington making a charge right behind Todd Izzo. Boy, that car looks good, that foreshore car. He can really pour it on. And he goes wide, I noticed, Tom. He does not use the inside of this racetrack. It's got that outer groove, unlike the other guys. Lap number 17 for this fella and the rest of them. For sure. He's for sure in the lead right now.
McCleskey getting awfully loose in turn 4 on that pass through. Look at Daryl Fisher running right up behind 98 Ron Bishop toward the back of the pack. Within a half lap of being lapped by the lead car, Steve Neff.
Well, we'll sort the points out for you after this one's all over with. Let you know who won the championship.
Into the 19th lap right now. Colin Germain, Kirk Hall, Todd Izzo, Bob Pennington, Ray Wilson, and Marvin Catlin all trying to close up on that guy right there, the foreshore car. 5 laps remaining tonight. 5 laps till victory lane.
And it's not over yet because Neff is running into some traffic right now. Look out there.
Watch out, Lucky. Well, that 77 machine's been through it all this year. Gordon Sams chasing right behind Lucky Larry. Sheila Van Hoff back there. All of them being overtaken and lapped up right now by Steve Neff in the foreshore car with about a quarter lap lead on his nearest competitor. That in the form of Colin Germain in the number 7 Charger.
look out, Kirk Hall. Kirk Hall getting a little wide there. And wobbly as he came out of turn number 4.
Ray Wilson of Sierra Vista finding the going a little tough, as does Butch McCleskey, who takes it right up over the infield lip into the infield, and now he's going to have to merge it back out into traffic, and he does so without any trouble.
And your leader right behind him. Look out, McCleskey.
White flag time at Raven Raceway on the last main event of the evening, and just as we go to the white flag, we also have to pull out and stroke the yellow flag one more time before we wrap this one up tonight.
George Benedum in number 111 spinning out. George from Wilcox, but gets it back under control, and that's going to really make it interesting now, as this will close up the gap between Germain and Neff. But Neff,
for long,
really putting on a charge tonight. I don't know if Colin can catch him or not. We'll see. It's not over until it's over. Who said that? Billy Martin?
No, I think who did get the original
Yogi
for
Berra.
that? Yogi or
Yeah, Yogi
Casey?
Berra.
I still
was
attribute
Casey.
a lot of things to Casey Stengel that he probably doesn't deserve or want. But I love it when Steinbrenner's involved in a brouhaha. And he's got one going now, a team going nowhere except flat into mediocrity. And you know the old shipbuilder isn't going to tolerate that for very long.
Nope.
Well, looks like we're going to be able to make our newspaper deadline, assuming Susie's got that Xerox machine all lubricated and oiled up and ready to go. Speaking of oiled up, lubricated, and ready to go, you got to be on the road to Sierra Vista at what, about 6 o'clock in the morning? Oh,
I think I pushed it up to 7.
you might want to just stop at the Triple T, do a big breakfast, and go on down tonight.
Or maybe 8.
Take her with you. Put her to work down there tomorrow.
Maybe 9. Do I hear 10?
Why don't you just send the right-hand man down?
I bet you folks wonder how we go to the bathroom up here. Yeah, that's the first thing you wondered all night long, right? Well, I've got this cup from Coke. No, just kidding. We got away tonight. I got away. Did you go potty?
Nope.
You don't talk about your personal problems, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I do, as a matter of fact. But never about my potty habits.
Thank goodness I never have to go number 2.
What's that old Petula Clark song? I'll have to dedicate that to you one of these nights. It's my potty, and I'll cry if I want to.
We're getting silly up here now.
Getting? Well, the officials, who, as I said earlier this evening, deserve some combat pay for this one, are going through it one more time, but I think they've just about got it sorted out. George Camp is getting real itchy down there on that flagman starter stand. We're now post 1 o'clock in the morning, and he wants to get his lovely wife out of here and talk about something besides racing. So he says, come on, guys, I'm going to wave you the green. Steve Neff takes him on his word and says, okay, folks, come get me if you can. But I know you can't. So we'll see. He's cranking that 6-cylinder 4-sure machine at not only the front of the pack, but running away from the rest of the pack and dashing into your white flag lap, Jack.
One more to go after this one. Lap number 23, 24, white flag, as Tom said, is going to be coming out for that number 4 sure car of Steve Neff. The championship on the line for Colin Germain and Bob Pennington. And look out, up against the tire, number 69 goes, but 4 sure gets the white flag. One more to go. If he can just hang on. Pennington making a surge in 4th position right now. Kirk Hall in 3rd. Germain desperately trying to catch up, but it looks like Steve Neff is going to get this main event, Tom. That he does. Steve Neff wins it. Colin Germain trying for 2nd place, and Colin Germain takes 2nd as Kirk Hall takes 3rd. Bob Pennington in 4th. Todd Izzo in 5th. And Marvin Catlin in number 5.95 in 6th position. So Colin Germain winds up in 2nd place, and we're going to sort them out up here. I'll talk with the officials and see who won the championship for you here at Raven. So stick around, folks. We've got presentations on the front straightaway coming up. Well, let's give him a good hand, folks. The car number 4, the winner of this main event, when he comes around from the backside of the racetrack, Steve Neff.
And thank you, Frank McCann, for helping out with our...
Very much, Tom. Boys, thanks, people, for being a patient fighter. I know I tried to cram a lot in, and I'll change things for next year, hopefully. But you've been a super crowd tonight. You put up a lot of stunts and everything else. The racers wait their hearts out for you. And stick around. We got some real nice presentations here. I'd like to take the time to reward these guys. They worked all night for you and everything else.
Dave, this is Jack Jacobs. I'd like to make a quick announcement here. Unofficially, we just tallied it up. And the winner of the NASCAR Charger Division with 208 points is Bob Pennington. Colin Germain doing a good charge.
They're all good. I know these guys worked their hearts out all year. We sure let them. They put on some whale shows, didn't they, Jack?
They sure did.
Side racing action. And it's just really commendable to what this division was built for, the beginner division. We're going to go ahead and start with some of these.
By the way, he deserves a good hand, too.
The semi for the Chargers first here.
I got tired of sitting.
Darryl, that's 2 semis in a row, isn't it? Boy, all right. This is Darryl Whisker. He's Nancy Bradford's son. Here's the semi main event. Smile! Drove good spot on a lot of cars here. We can start the semi. I'm not sure. We're just second row. You started last this time, though, didn't you? One night McRedman started dead last, his first show out, I believe it was. When it's the first show, and won the semi. So, Darryl, congratulations here. Your carburetor is legal. Okay. Let's go on Charger main event. Right here. The Vicki Lynne Memorial Trophy. I hope to cherish you forever. Charger A main event right here. Steve Neff. Okay, we got a Vicki Lynne Memorial stage that goes on the trophy girl, and we got a wreath for Steve. Put over his head, a leg. Excuse me, and boy, this thing heavy. And I want to put the massage on when I'm holding this. This must be one of your crew members here, Steve. Is this how it just in here? Well, I'll tell you what, just get on that thing for a second. Steve.
Hold tight, Trey.
Focus, Steve!
Okay, not real pretty. Nice round of applause to Steve Neff, winner of our Charger main event. Okay.
George. Blonde veteran, Steve.
Bob Townsend, Robert Townsend, would you please come over, sir? If you can hear me, would you please come down here, Marion Smiley and Lucky Larry Davis. Semi-main main event winners for the NASCAR late models tonight. Townsend's on great teamwork. Both guys there, Nole machine, too. Robert Townsend, here you go. George,
Bob, just like the old
days. Flag.
Go ahead and thank Lucky. Where's our last cruise winner? Right there in the blue. Congratulations, Dave. Honey? Yeah, Rick, Carl's up the first one.
Our late model main event. Carl Trimmer in the blue circle special. Congratulations, Carl Trimmer. I know this is a special win for you. I wish I could give you the good news right now, and I know you're wondering, but I can't do it because me and Howard sat up there and tried to calculate the points out. It is so close that I won't call it because I don't want to do that. The Carl Trimmer may be the National National NASCAR Sun Belt Series point champion. If he is, I I hope so for what stands for Tucson, Arizona racing. This man has done a hell of a job all year. He's highly competitive. We had 15 Tucson drivers that entered NASCAR this year that finished in the top 100 points. Top 100 positions out of 480 drivers entered this Sunbelt Series. So I think this does a lot for Tucson, Arizona, too. Congratulations, Carl, the Blue Circle team. We won't know until Monday. We're going to have to wait like the rest of us. And then the next one.
How many more you got, Scott? Just so I don't know what Lucky Larry's doing.
Will Jones from the Las Cruces, New Mexico. And this is real neat. This guy come over here and they run a little short track over there. And you run with the big guns there, right? You did a fine job tonight. So congratulations on winning the second main event of the Vicki Lynne Memorial race. How about a nice round of applause for one of our out-of-town guys that came in here, stood on the big guys. Okay, champion. Got a nice breeze ram. Okay. So there you go. All right, smile.
I haven't seen Marion.
Marion Smiley.
It'll be washed out.
Please come over here. Is Debbie up there, Lily? Debbie? Okay. Debbie, please come out here.
No beer on the racetrack, Marion.
Ooh. I bet you got the last one out there, well,
You
too.
probably did.
Debbie, would you bring those two blacks over, please? Every year we're going to do this on the Vicki Lynne race. We're going to do it on some other special races. We think that there's a lot of sportsmanship showed in this racing, and a lot of people are very deserving of some of these awards. We're going to try and make it a tradition here. But on behalf of the Raven Raceway, the 1987 Vicki Lynne Memorial, the Sportsmanship Award, the NASCAR late model driver, Marion Smiley.
This really means a whole lot to me. I've known this family forever, and just can't tell you what this is going to be.
You're welcome, Marion, and I'm sure that your sportsmanship showed in racing is very true to what this is about. So I want to congratulate you. Debbie, take up your mind what you're doing there.
All right, look over here. Okay.
I got his beer can.
Okay, Lucky Larry.
Thank you.
Here's a gentleman that's run all year.
Marion, wait a minute. I want to take a picture with you.
Oh, okay. Come on, Jack. This guy has furnished his car for celebrity races, and he's been in wrecks, and he's been in positions where he was black flagged and put to the rear of the field for doing things he shouldn't have done. And he's always been an excellent sport. The officials say he's one of those kind of guys that is very deserving, that charges all year long. And they're a lot of fun. They've probably got more people at parties at this racetrack you ever seen. I went by out there the street one night, and there must have been 50 people standing on his car. I didn't stop, and I didn't figure where to go. But anyway, to you, Lucky Larry, the Vicki Lynne Memorial Sportsmanship Award for the NASCAR Chargers this year. Congratulations, Jack Jacobs, who crashed his car this year. Had to come down here.
Okay, all right.
Let's get them all in here.
Say cheese.
Right back.
To all of you.
Number one, okay.
Right.
Very, very much.
Mary.
I'm sorry the show ran so long.
Mary.
The first one we ran
Put your
over
beer down.
the
Come over
line.
here. I don't want Scott's got
We did do a lot tonight. We did a lot for our kids. We did a lot for
I might have one more
We
here.
did a lot for his racing in general. So thank you very much for doing the race for my wife and I. We love y'all. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Please stay and mingle tonight especially. Victory Lane and our pit fields are now wide open to you. Party with us at least a little bit longer, and even after that, there's always something cooking and going on up at Tucson McGraw's that tops the Houghton Hill. If you are leaving us now, please do so safely as possible. Be alert and smart. No drinking and driving. Next show, off-road trucks, quads, and motorcycles on next Friday night, 18 September, 8 open and 4, Party Festival, 7 racing day. Next Saturday night here on the 19th, Tucson Midgets and Super Modified quads. Only our second look at those beautiful mini stuff. And 2 weeks from tonight, on the 26th, track midgets, the NASCAR Winston late models, and the dwarf racers, too. Hope to see you here with the Raven Raceway family on at least one of those days. If you can't make it, to all of them. For Jack and Robin, I'm Tom Boyle. Joining Dave and Linda Manus, the whole Raven family, saying thanks for being here.
Here's to Bud. All right, here's to second place. Second place.
Here's for the rookies.
The
Rookies.
Yeah, the rookies.
Every one of us.
Right on.
I want to thank my mother, my papa.
Happy birthday, Mom. Thank you, Dan, for all the help.
And this Bud's for us.
We got one for you in the car.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, I'm gonna sign off.
Gonna sign off. Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.